Ever wonder how inflation impacts the everyday life of people, particularly in the Visayas region of the Philippines? Well, you've come to the right place. Today we're diving into the ebbs and flows of inflation rates in the Philippines, unpacking the factors that drive these changes and the effects they have on individuals' daily lives. Inflation, by definition, is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising, and subsequently, purchasing power is falling. For our friends in the Visayas region, this can mean the cost of their daily cup of rice, a staple in Filipino cuisine, might increase over time. We begin our journey back in the early 2000s, a time when the Philippines was experiencing relatively stable inflation rates. The calm before the storm, one might say. But as we moved into the latter part of the decade, inflation began to rear its head. By 2008, the Philippines was grappling with an inflation rate of over 10%, the highest in a decade. This was largely due to the global financial crisis that rippled across the world, affecting even the sun-soaked shores of the Visayas region. As we moved into the 2010s, the Philippines started to see a gradual decrease in inflation rates. Efforts by the Central Bank of the Philippines to tighten monetary policy began to take effect, helping to stabilize the economy and slow down the rising cost of living. Fast forward to 2018, a year marked by a significant uptick in inflation. Prices skyrocketed, reaching a peak inflation rate of over 6%. This was a result of a combination of factors including higher global oil prices, a weaker peso, and tax reforms. However, as we entered the 2020s amidst the global pandemic, inflation rates in the Philippines began to stabilize once again. The Central Bank of the Philippines played a pivotal role in ensuring this stability, keeping its benchmark interest rate steady at a record low to support the economy. In the present day, the Philippines continues to grapple with inflation. The Central Bank of the Philippines is expected to begin tightening monetary policy in the last quarter of the year to combat rising commodity prices and a weakening peso. So, to sum it all up, inflation in the Philippines, especially in the Visayas region, has seen quite a roller coaster ride over the years. From the calm of the early 2000s, the spike in 2008 due to the global financial crisis, the gradual decrease throughout the 2010s, the peak in 2018, and the stabilization efforts in the 2020s, it's clear that inflation is a complex and ever-changing phenomenon. Understanding inflation and its effects is crucial, not just for economists and policymakers, but for everyone. Because at the end of the day, it affects how much we pay for our daily cup of rice, our weekly groceries, our monthly bills, and so much more. And that's why understanding inflation is understanding a part of our everyday lives. Thank you for journeying with us through the ebbs and flows of inflation in the Philippines. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep asking questions.